like Clark. I can't stop. Fuck around, make my 40 pop.
I'm pretty sure everybody knows at this point, especially if you guys follow the Boruto manga, Kashin Koji's true identity has potentially been revealed. We don't necessarily want to give it 100% credibility, mainly because it does come from a character, but it's a very, very good chance that Kashin Koji's actual identity is a clone of Jiraiya. Now, in my opinion, I think I'm cool with it. Now, it all comes down to two major factors. One is going to be the practicality, and two, because this is a Jiraiya, you have to give him the correct amount of respect, even though it's probably not Jiraiya, but because it's not only just a playoff of Jiraiya, but a flat-out clone of the character himself, we understand that the character of Kashin Koji has to establish that necessary respect for it to be acceptable. Now, first things first, talking about the practicality of there being a clone of another character that we did see a long time ago. One can argue that the Boruto writers have been setting this up for a very long time. Kashin Koji isn't the first clone that we've seen. Mitsuki supposedly is like a clone of Orochimaru, even though Orochimaru wanted Mitsuki to be his own guy. That right there is one of the first iterations of an actual clone being used in the series. And not only that, we also had Lord Ku with Inoki. I spoke about this in one of my previous videos, but he was made to be a one-of-one of Inoki, or Inoki's grandchild. And then the greatest example of clone technology in the Naruto series is, of course, the Shin Uchiha clones. Literally hundreds of clones made from one original. So the practicality of there being a clone in the anime, this is very, very practical. This isn't something new. This isn't something that the Boruto writers pulled out of their backsides or anything like this. This is something that we have seen in the Boruto series for a very, very long time. I also feel like one of the biggest pushbacks about this, and it's probably going to be like one of the most acceptable pushbacks in my opinion, is how did Amado actually get some of Jiraiya's cells or Jiraiya's DNA? I feel like this right here is going to be a very, very difficult thing for them to actually explain. Maybe they have like a old hairbrush of Jiraiya, something like that, but in my opinion, I think retrieving Jiraiya's body for a character like Amado probably would not be that difficult. I know that's going to be a very shocking thing to hear, man, because a character like Kabuto, which is a very experienced scientist, was not able to retrieve Jiraiya's body. We have to understand there is levels to this. Amado took Ao, who was on the brink of death, literally got blown up by a 10-tailed beast bomb, and fixed him right up to the point where he's walking, talking, and is a regular functioning human. I don't think that Kabuto would be able to do that, and I don't think that Kabuto had the abilities or the accessories or the resources to be able to come close to saving somebody who was blown up by a 10-tailed beast bomb. So I think just flat out, Amado is probably a better scientist than Kabuto was, and possibly had better resources to obtain Jiraiya's actual DNA. But regardless, if you guys do have a problem with this, I completely understand, man, because this right here is still like the only fuzzy detail about this being completely practical, and it's not really a small detail that they missed out on. This is a huge detail, man, because without Jiraiya's DNA, all of this is not possible. Now, again, just to reiterate, the second big thing is going to be the respectability of this character. We can't really have a clone of Jiraiya being complete fodder. If there's a fodder clone of Jiraiya, I 1000% agree with all the uprising and all the slander that the Boruto writers do get. But the character of Kashin Koji has been absolutely elite, spot on, everything, pretty much possibly even surpassing the character of Jiraiya. Now, I do want to emphasize the overall character of Kashin Koji is not going to be on display, mainly because it is the manga. In terms of like the sense of humor, the playfulness, things like that, I strongly doubt that they would add those things in the manga. So the things that we did see Kashin Koji do was all action, and just going over the action, he definitely lived up to the reputation of being a clone of Jiraiya. For example, the first soul scene that we see in Kashin Koji in, he killed another member of the Kata organization, destroyed him in a matter of seconds. And not only that, people were also calling Kashin Koji an assassin. So just off of the first scene, chapter 16 that we did see with Kashin Koji, we automatically had a very, very high level of respect with Kashin Koji. Another big thing that we did see from Kashin Koji very, very early on, he crashed the blimp with Kawaki in it and allowed Kawaki to escape Ichigo and sneak and pretty much train and learn under Naruto and pretty much give his allegiance to Naruto, which pretty much foiled Ichigo's big plan. And to remind you guys, those two things just happened in the first two chapters, in chapter 15 and chapter 16. So just only off two chapters, Kashin Koji flipped the entire story of Boruto upside down. Then at the end of the Ao arc, killed off an out of the Kata organization member, of course Ao, and then pretty much engaged Konohamaru to show everybody like, hey, I have the Rasengan and everything like that. I have Toad summoning, and pretty much disengaged after that. Now, the overall aura around Kashin Koji at that chapter, everybody was completely scared of him. Everybody understood that Kashin Koji had the ability of shutting everything down, and he only stopped because he realized that Boruto had the Karma Seal. So just off of the overall aura in that particular scene right there, a lot of people were scared of Kashin Koji. We understood that he was no fodder. We understood that he's going to be a very, very big player in the whole series, and just off the rip, he had a lot of respect for us. Now, he did a lot more. Just fast forwarding to the last chapter, he destroyed the body of Jigen and pretty much forced Ichigo to resurrect himself, which pretty much freed Kawaki from his karma seal. Like, I really do want to stress how much work Kashin Koji put in the Boruto manga already. So in terms of the respect level and Kashin Koji living up to the reputation of possibly being a Jiraiya clone, in my opinion, I think he well exceeded all of our expectations. Again, if Kashin Koji was like some fodder, he didn't really do anything too insane, I'm pretty sure a lot of people would have a lot more problems with that. But because Kashin Koji just put in so much work already in the series of Boruto, plus the practicality aspect of it, you have to accept the fact that, hey, this guy earned it. He earned our respect already. And I feel like the Boruto writers understood this. I feel like they understood that they couldn't necessarily give Kashin Koji true identity until Kashin Koji put in the prerequisite amount of work. And until he actually destroyed the body of Jigen, the writers probably thought like, hey, we can't really actually reveal it. But after he destroyed Jigen, I'm pretty sure a lot of the Boruto fans out there, and even some of the Naruto diehard fans out there, respect Kashin Koji just that much to where they can possibly accept Kashin Koji being a clone of Jiraiya. Now, in my opinion, I feel like Kashin Koji put in the work to where if he was actually Jiraiya, I probably wouldn't have any problem with that, just because he just put in so much work. He has the respect and also the practicality, which pretty much is the baseline for all this to even be possible. Now, I do want to put out this very, very important statement out there. If there's anybody who still feels like Kashin Koji being the clone of Jiraiya is still unacceptable, I can't necessarily disagree with you, mainly because it's all going to be objective and how you were personally impacted by Jiraiya. Another thing I do want to point out, there are going to be the people out there who just disagree with this, mainly because they don't like clones, they don't like ninja technology, they don't like anything to pretty much do with any of the evolvements in the Boruto series, and you got to completely agree with that. They just have not necessarily reached the acceptance stage of Boruto being in an advanced state of Naruto. They might never reach that acceptance. There's possibly people that are Dragon Ball diehards that don't like the fact that they introduce aliens into like the Dragon Ball Z series, even though Dragon Ball Z is a much better series because of that. Now, I don't want to necessarily put that out there to say that Naruto is supposed to be a replica of Dragon Ball Z, but at a certain point, you have to evolve. You can't stay stagnant. And I think the Boruto writers understand this, and that's probably why they're doing a certain situation like this. But again, if people disagree with it, do not argue with them, because if they know all the facts at this point, you're probably not going to change their mind. It's just pointless at this point. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below, and give me your opinion. Are you guys cool with Kashin Koji being a clone of Jiraiya, and do you guys accept it, or do you guys still think it's a little bit fishy and you guys don't necessarily feel it? But let me know what you guys think. It's me, your boy Barbie, and we out.
It's a knife.
For the game, shorty want class, so she fuck for the fame. Look at my eyes, man, I swear I won't change. Losing my mom, and I swear I can't think.